It's time for another Thrift Switch Flip Challenge. Today, I will be featuring a variety of items that I've traded with Bailey at Reclaimed Grace. Bailey has a very new channel, and you would be shocked to know that with only 10 videos posted on her YouTube channel, she already has surpassed 2,500 subscribers. That is incredible. If you have not checked out her channel, please make sure you do so. For our first flip, Bailey sent me this amazing box. I am totally keeping it for myself. It is perfect. It is going to be a project I do not paint. Are you shocked? I love it. I have been watching other content creators create a lot of these boxes with these roses or flowers on them, really mixing the like rustic vibe with a more shabby chic look, I guess. I'm so excited that I get to do this for myself today. So I grabbed these flowers from one of the transfer sets I recently picked up from, I believe it was from Sammy's website. I'm almost positive this is not a newer transfer set. I will make sure it is linked down below so you know which one it's called. I can't remember it right now, I'm sorry. But all I'm going to do with this flip is I am going to place these flowers in random spots around this container, or this box. I am going to make sure that as I do it, I really don't want, my goal here is more to make it look very asymmetric, so I'm not focusing on ways to fit the entire flower on a spot on this box. I actually prefer to cut it and have it come off of any of the edges as if it was just meant to be there. So we're gonna go ahead, speed this up, and you'll get to see this very quick and finished project. Whoops, I completely forgot that before this project is done, I do seal it up with Big Top by DIY, which is just very similar to a polyacrylic sealer. I just feel like this one is more durable. I don't know if that's just the way I feel about it or if it's actually more durable than some of the other polyacrylic sealers. I just happen to like this finish specifically for this project. For our next project, Bailey had sent me this, I think it was a frame, and it had been, I think, already DIY'd, or I don't know what had happened with it, and this was actually, I think, a real butterfly. The glass that was covering this arrived broken, which was such a shame. I would have loved to have seen what it looked like all together, but that's okay, because we're gonna find a way to upcycle it and make it something new. I grabbed some Gorilla Glue spray adhesive and I am spraying it right onto this mat that was placed inside of that round frame, and I am going to lay down a piece of clean drop cloth. Next, I'm going to be taking my scissors and cutting right around that mat, or I'm calling it a mat. I don't really know what to call it right now, but and I'm going to be cutting all the way around right up to the edge. Before I attach the two pieces back together, I wanted to paint this frame, or what will now serve as kind of a tray for me. I tried using some dark and decrepit liquid patina to see if I could darken up the wood a little bit, but it really wasn't giving me the color that I was looking for. So then I tried some Oakum by Fusion, and I still wasn't super excited about the color. I just felt like it was going to look so like drab and plain, and I wanted to give it a little bit more pizzazz, I guess. I don't know. I wanted something a little bit more of a fall theme. So I got Bayberry by Fusion, and now I was happy with this piece. I painted it with, I would say, like 1.5 coats of the Bayberry, and then I moved on to the next step. I grabbed what is now the base to our little tray, and I placed it inside of that frame. And I did this without putting any glue on it originally. What I'm actually going to do is take my hot glue gun, and I am going to put hot glue all around the edges coming from the bottom. And I'm doing this because I want to give it almost like a more sturdy base, or to fill it in without it being notable or obvious when I flip this over and use the top of it. Before I show you the final reveal on that tray, I wanted to go ahead and get all of the things ready that I'm going to use to create this little mini fall vignette. This was a napkin holder that Bailey had sent me. It was originally painted and distressed. I don't know what it was painted with. It looks like it's a light gray. She likes fusion paint too, so I'm wondering if it was like sterling or something. I don't know. Bailey, comment below. Let us know. What was this painted with, if you know? I'm going to paint the one side of it. Actually, I believe I end up painting both sides of it with just a white paint. I think I might be using Country Chic's Simple White, or Simply White. I'm not exactly sure. It really doesn't matter, because the whole purpose of painting it white is going to be because it's going to get some decoupage paper. And of course, I'm going to be using some gorgeous decoupage paper from Rocycled Decoupage Papers. And these birds have a very fall vibe to them. The colors, the style of the paper, very, very much fall. I will, again, link it below. Cannot remember the name right now. But I'm using my liquid patina by DIY and going to decoupage birds on this side, and then I'm going to do another set of birds from the same master board decoupage paper on the flip side. If you're new to using any of these Rocycled decoupage papers, what I typically do is I will lay down my liquid patina, spritz my paper to get it a little bit damp, not too much, and then lay it down and very, very gently make sure that everything is smoothed down. I have a lot of success with this method. I then come back in with that liquid patina or whatever your decoupage medium is, and I immediately cover the top of the paper with that same medium. I set it aside to dry after covering the other side with this gorgeous part of the paper. And once it's dry, I am using a very fine piece of sandpaper to sand down the edges. Really, when you are doing this, you want to focus on going in one direction in a downward motion so you're not accidentally ripping up any of the paper. For the rest of the holder, I'm going to be using Bayberry by Fusion again, and I'm very, very carefully painting around the edges of where that decoupage paper was. Fusion paint is an all-in-one paint, so I need to be extremely careful. I do cover the entire rest of the piece with the Bayberry, let it dry, and now I'm using some Antiquing Glaze by Fusion, and I am covering the entire piece with it. I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes and then very gently wipe it back. Once that was done, I felt like it wasn't completely exactly how I wanted it to look. It just didn't feel finished. So now I'm taking some dark wax by DIY, and I'm going to cover just the edges, right where the paper is, and then around the edges of the bottom of the napkin holder, to give it a little bit more dimension and some variation to the color. Some of that white that was painted underneath was still peeking through a bit, and I wanted to kind of hide it to some degree. I also, I'm not sure if you noticed, but there was one piece of the paper where I had ripped a little bit of it. Let me see if I can freeze frame for you. Do you see that part right there, right on the top of the wing? That was the piece that I accidentally messed up. It ripped a little bit off, and I wanted to mask it a little bit. It just looks distressed now. It does not look like it was a complete mistake. I also decided to add something that I had found. I think this was from the thrift store or the Goodwill bins. I can't remember. But there was this leaf that I had and I had tried painting it. But as you can see, As it was drying, some of the wax or whatever was underneath bled through. Okay, so I definitely want to seal this because I don't want to keep playing this game of, all right, what parts are going to show through? Where's the wax actually? So I'm going to just go ahead and spray this with some Clear Matte by Rust-Oleum, and hopefully that will allow us to move on and not be worried about what our project will or won't do. We'll have a little more control. I painted it again with 2 coats of Terracotta by Dixie Belle, sealed it with a clear wax, then a dark wax, and here is a look at our tray, napkin holder, and that beautiful leaf. I also added in a little acorn that I had DIY'd in the past and kind of upcycled a little bit this year to match the scheme of this little tray. The top of that acorn is painted with oakum, the base is painted with putty, and the entire thing is covered in a dark wax. This next project is this picture that Bailey sent me. Another thing I adore. I'm telling you, Bailey, you sent some good stuff. I was super excited. I am taking the tags off this. I think she must have gotten it for like $2.49. I think that's what the tag said. And I have already sprayed it with some Rust-Oleum Clear Matte Sealer just to allow the paint that I use to adhere better. And as you can see, I am painting this in an upward motion because I want to try to reduce the amount of brush strokes and texture. So this is kind of the opposite of what a lot of people have been doing lately. I know there's been a lot of creating lots of texture using salt wash and all these things. I actually did not want that for this piece. I wanted it to be very, very smooth. So it is painted with 2 coats of putty on the outside. And then for the inside, I thought about using that terracotta color that I used for the leaf, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. So I decided on Everett by Fusion, which is a very dark green. For our last project today, I have another napkin holder, which is really funny because up until this project or these projects, I never really thought about the fact that we don't have a napkin holder in my kitchen and we always need them. We're always grabbing paper towels instead. And I have almost an entire shelf of napkins that we never use. So this is actually encouraging me to use those napkins. I did use the previous napkin holder as a napkin holder, but for this one I have a different plan. So once I get all of those stickers and tags cleaned off, I'm going to start by painting this with 2 coats of Fusion's Blue Pine around all of it except for the front. For the front, I decided to do some decoupage again, and I wanted to use this other piece. I believe this is from one of Rocycled's Halloween masterboards, but I am not looking at it like a Halloween decor piece. I actually am thinking more of the vibe of pirate. And the reason I say that is because this is something that I want to give to my son for his school supplies. So for like the scissors and markers and pencils, he has another piece where he keeps a lot of like his craft supplies, art supplies, whatever. And this matches so beautifully with it. So you'll get to see that in a bit. I again am laying down this decoupage paper. It has been slightly misted. I'm using my liquid patina, and then I'm going to cover it with the liquid patina, allow it to dry, then sand down all of the excess on the edges. Here's the blue pine that I mentioned I wanted to use on this project. I did this because I could have used black, I could have used the dark brown. I just felt as though I wanted to keep this kind of away from a Halloween vibe and make it a little bit more, I don't know, my son's style. He loves blue, but this, I didn't think that like a navy blue or like a Hey Sailor kind of blue would work with this. I wanted to go in a direction more of that gray distress it back, and then use the antiquing wax or the glaze to really bring out the more vintagey feel that I wanted to see on this project. Here is that beautiful piece, styled up and next to my son's craft box, another thing I thrifted for like $5 at regular Goodwill, and he loves it. He's able to keep all of excess paper, some extra craft supplies like markers, crayons, all that stuff, and I can keep it all organized in our little book nook area. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed these projects. Please go check out Bailey's channel, Reclaimed Grace, and there's links to that video as well as to her channel and some of the booths that she has in North Carolina where she lives. I have not been there. I would love to go someday, but if you are near that area, I highly suggest you check it out. Thanks so much, Bailey, for joining me. This was just such a pleasure to work with you. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you soon.